right. Market here is lower on lack of any kind of movement on the stimulus situation, as the numbers in America are just getting terrible, staying terrible. They're not getting any better. 3,000, over 3,000 people again died yesterday. ES March is H. As market is concerned, especially if there's no stimulus and more bickering. But we'll see what the day brings as we swiftly come up here to the 45 area. So again, we are trying, repeat the levels again, our pivot this morning. And again, we are trading the March contract as the market to test our 45 here. March contract. So the pivot this morning is 30. There they are in the chat box area. Thank you. And working this 45 area here really quick. All right, nice opportunity there if you were able to jump right on. Hopefully you were able to take a quick little scalp here against our 45 level. There's a nice little quick opportunity for us right off the bat on a Friday. Way to start. Good way to start the morning. Good way to start a Friday. That's for sure. You never know these days. Again, the market is not too happy with the progress in Washington, and they're kind of telling it so. I don't understand how. Well, I don't understand a lot of things that are happening there in Washington these days, but it's getting a little bit weird it's getting a little bit weird that Mitch McConnell is just holding up this this deal here with the bipartisan group. I just don't understand how. I mean, I don't understand what's going on. Can you repeat the levels again in the chat box area for us? This is again the March contract that's being traded. And it'll be up in a second there for you. He's trying to work out of his trade here. I'm sure he's like happy he put in this 45 level, so he's busy. All right, so there you have a nice little rotation there off of the 45 area, coming back here to pivot if you still have them. Just kind of cover them up, cover them up, cover them, covered them up. Yeah, I guess we can cover them up too. But anyway, here we go. Nice rotation down here to the pivot off of the first level of resistance. So if you have any, cover them up, cover them. Why am I saying that? It's Friday. What can I tell you? We'll see what the day brings. Nice trade. And then if you want to try to stay short, have a trailing stop. So you can take advantage of this little rotation if we continue to go down. But again, nice bunch pop down here to the pivot. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of it off of our first resistance level. And it's Friday, so it's a good way to start. Fridays, especially December, become a little bit slow. Again, any progress in regards to the talks, continued talks, is going to, give a little volatility to the market. Lack of talking is going, or lack of progress, whichever way you want to talk it, say it, or I'm saying weird things this morning, is also going to affect the market with some volatility. So we never know which way it's going to go, and that's why, again, always as ever, make sure you put in your stops. And always, the stops allow you, if we do get movement one way or the other, it allows you to get out of the one trade and then get yourself into the good trade, because sometimes maybe it'll run through the next level, but the following level is the one that we are going to want to make sure you get involved in. The symbol for the March contract is H, so we're going to be trading the ESH. H is the symbol for March, in case you have to bring it up on your computers or put them into your numbers or charts. Don't ask me why H. I have no idea, because they couldn't do March M and Z for, well, December is Z. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. I have no clue. Not that smart. But anyway, yeah, there is number 9 o'clock this morning. Thanks for reminding me. There's going to be, well, no, actually, it's not Michigan. It's consumer sentiment. That's coming out at 9. Well, it could be Michigan sentiment number. Well, I don't know, but usually it tells me it's Michigan. This one just, so we had also PPI come out. That one really didn't affect the market, as inflation is not really a overriding concern for this market. If some of you bought the pivot there, your pivot players, you are getting paid off here. So the pivot players got paid. First level support resistance level got paid. You covered them all. If you bought the pivot and sold them out, if you sold the first resistance and bought them back in, you done good. You done good this morning for first 5 minutes of the day. So a little number coming out. Consumer sentiment could be a little bit of market movement depending on the situation. But PPI came out, and again, very, very inflation is hasn't been never, well, not never, but at this moment in time in our scope of financial situations is not a problem, which is really, considering you had stimulus and this and that, it's still not a problem. So it's pretty good. Let's see what we could talk. So again, the next level of resistance we have is the 52 area, which green band coming in there at the 51, blue band and the hourly coming in there at the 51.5. So it's around that area there. There's some resistance. See what it wants to do here. Let's see, talk about some business effects. What could affect the market? There's now a strong possibility that we will have a solution that is more like Australia's relationship with the EU. Boris Johnson said in his first remarks since a crunch meeting in Brussels, suggesting a no-deal Brexit may be in the cards. What does that look like? Australia does largely doing business with the EU based on World Trade Organization rules and has few other arrangements in place, such as cooperation of science and trade in wine. With negotiations between the UK and the EU still hung up over fishing rights, a competitive playing field and enforcement. Some Plan B details are surfacing in case the agreement doesn't materialize before the weekend's deadline. Shortly before Johnson's announcement, the EU released a Brexit backup strategy, including a short list of ensuring basic reciprocal airs and road connectivity as well as possibility of reciprocal phishing access. Let's see what happens there. I mean, it could be a little bit of a market mover. Unfortunately, the COVID situation in the United States is overriding uh, most of the business talk anywhere. Futures fall back. U.S. stock futures indexes have turned around in the last few hours, pointing to a 1% decline at the opening sentiment of European equities into the red amid talks about a disruptive Brexit. We've been thinking for a long time that these comments are a negotiation tactic, but it's important for both sides to get a deal, said a chief strategic analyst. But we've seen concerns starting to creep in this week that if the gap is too wide between the two sides, then maybe it cannot be breached. If an agreement cannot be struck this weekend, both sides are preparing for significant border disruptions affecting trade worth $900 billion a year. U.S. coronavirus relief talks also face fresh setbacks, with Senate Republicans suggesting they cannot accept the $908 billion bipartisan proposal. How is that possible? How is that possible that it's a bipartisan group and Senate Republicans are not accepting it? There's more than 4 or 5 Senate Republicans in the bipartisan group. So if they put it up to a vote, considering the numbers in the Senate, it's a pass. Oh, but they're not letting it come up to a vote. See, that makes complete sense. See, this is why it's dysfunctional here. Something is messed up there in Washington. There's something that's completely broken. Completely broken. And it's not good. Something is messed up there. That's all I can say. And again, I just don't understand how this is a bad thing for Trump if he did this before the election. I just don't get how they wouldn't. I don't understand. Just really don't get it. Anyway, I'm not here to understand. I can lament about it. Since you're the only one that's gonna, you people are the only ones that's listening to me lament, because there's nobody in my house here that wants to really hear me talk about that stuff. So you get stuck with me talking about that. Sorry. Since nobody can tell me to shut up, I can say whatever I want to say. All right, now let's see what else we can talk about here as the market is just bouncing around. Yeah, well, that's the way it is. You know, hate to tell you. I can say what I want to say. Anyway, where we at? Oh yeah, so 32 support level on the downside that we have. The pivot worked very nicely for you guys if you were so inclined. All right, let's see what else we can talk about. The Mouse House. Mickey Mouse, Disney, wrapped up its Investors Day with a $1 per month price bump to $7.99 for Disney Plus, projecting 200 to 300, 230 to 260 subscribers by 2024 across all its streaming platforms. CEO also revealed that Disney Plus currently has more than 86 million subscribers, up 18% from last month as the market continues to downtick, support down at the 32 area. Sending the stock soaring 6.2% after hours, even as most of its theme parks remain closed due to coronavirus. All right, I don't have any of that stuff. Just you can really get into. I mean, if you start watching it like Netflix, you can really get into these like Netflix shows. The good thing about Netflix shows is that the series that they're all like clumped together, so you just watch one of the episodes one after the other. Stay up pretty late sometimes watching those. All right, market continues to slowly drip. 32 is our next support level on the downside. A panel of outside advisors to the FDA voted 17-4 to endorse emergency use of the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine, paving the way for the agency to approve the shot for a nation that has lost more than 285,000 lives for COVID-19. Meanwhile, Sanofi and GlaxoSmithKline, the two world's largest vaccine makers, have delayed advanced trials of their potential vaccine after it produced a insufficient response in older adults. They now say their jab or their shot won't be ready until late next year and will commence a new second phase study with a more concentrated antigen in February. In another setback for vaccine developers, Australia canceled an order for 51 million COVID shots being developed by University of Queensland. Okay. Well, if you did take the blue band there, you got paid off there. Take a little bit of heat on that one. Nonetheless, you did get paid off. Oh, here we go with the flying cars. And just only a few days ago, that Uber agreed to sell its flying taxi unit to Joby Aviation, and now the Northern California startup is getting a boost from the U.S. military. The Air Force issued a first of its kind safety endorsement of Joby's electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. EVOT, EVTOL, EVTOL. Hello there, how are you? Laying the groundwork for a eventual civilian certification of the technology and even approval of autonomous flights crossing American cities. There you go. The Jetsons are back in town. As the market drifts back up here to our pivot, just kind of bouncing around in a little bit of a zone here. We had 32 on the downside, got down to 35 and change, bounced back up here. Still kind of quiet. We were looking, 32. We only got it down to 35. So nothing there. Patience is important. Waiting for the opportunities to present themselves is important. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. We put out our levels this morning. If you could put them in the chat box one more time for me. These are the levels that we gave out when the market opened up. These are the levels that we use as guiding posts for the day's trading, in addition to price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And we put together a methodology using the support and resistance levels and the price action opportunities that the market presents us to have to try to take advantage and make a little bit of money in these markets that are trading in futures markets. And there is the levels that we gave out when the market opened up in the chat box area. Thank you. Okay. Bouncing off here off of our pivot. If you were so inclined to take that little rotation. So we can't wait to see what this Jetsons Jetsons era cars are going to do here. This exciting announcement because it means that you're literally going to see a new market emerge. Said some guy head of Air Force acquisitions, not just military missions, but also uh, for all kinds of missions, including commercial ones. We are getting a little choppy in here. We are excited to see what's to come for Joby Aviations and other companies pushing the boundaries of electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, or otherwise known as flying cars. I hope I'm around for one of these. I would get on one of those just to remember my youth. Yeah, you have to. I think you have to. I I go for it. Okay, I got no problem. I think it'll be fun. I don't know if I'd own one, but um, what's a Ute? Well, Ute is, you haven't seen that movie, did you? You have seen that movie. Good, good. Ute. It's a classic. It's a classic. Well, that line's a classic anyway. I'm glad I'm making you guys laugh today because it's Friday. I think I had it in me. It's been a long week. Moving around a lot, so had to stay on our toes yesterday. That was for sure. That's right, my cousin Vinny. Thank you. Joe Pesci, he was good. Good stuff. Good stuff there. So yes, we are going to be going back in our youth here if we ever come up with this flying car thing. We have autonomous cars, we have flying cars, so we can have an autonomous flying car, right? I mean, who wants to fly a car in space? I mean, I wouldn't want to get in one of those flying cars and say, let's fly it. Just rather let the computer do it for me. I mean, right? Absolutely. I would not. I'll walk. Come on. Where's your sense of adventure? He's going to walk. Jeez. I'm all excited about trying. I'll walk. Thanks. Way to step out of your comfort zone and duck my head. Oh, that's good. That is really good. Duck my head. Uh, All right. Well, you do that. I'll whiz right by you. Hopefully your toupee stays on. I don't even know you. I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't have one. I know. So my friend has one. By speaking of toupees, this is where I'm going with this. This is how crazy I am. So my friend has one, and we cannot mention it. Will not want us to talk about it. He gets pissed if we ever bring it up. So we can't. That's we can't bring it up. So no, that is what it is. What can I tell you? I don't understand it, but hey. We have called it many things. He just doesn't like what we call it. The toupee, the formal explanation for head covering for hat. Anyway, this is not good that I'm talking about this right now. This is totally not good. All right, well, we are not really doing much, so yeah, we are really hitting the skids today, from flying cars to toupees, flapping in the breeze. Right, right. We are. I am hitting the skids today. Absolutely. Cannot be. I got to be hitting rock bottom today. Talking. Well, we made money on our couple of our trades here, so, and it's not going anywhere fast. So what the hell? And it's Friday. I want you to come back on Monday. So these are the things you have to remember. Okay, I'm making myself crack up here. All right. If somebody could put up the levels again in the chat box area for those of you who are just coming in. These are the levels that we gave out when the market opened up. Support and resistance levels that we are working against. We use those plus price action opportunities to help us with setups. And, so that's what we're trying to do. It's in the chat box area there. If you pull up the chat box area, you'll see the numbers. Yep, it's Friday. Been a long week. I don't know yet. That's what you would say, but let's see. McConnell, this is just like McConnell is just, I don't know what he's out of control over there. By the way, he's just completely out of control. How does he not bring up this one of these bipartisan plans? Okay, we do have a number coming out, as you can see here by the ladder ticket. It's kind of thinned out. Do you see that? There's like nothing but, there's not even 40 lots in there. As the number is out right now, a little bit bullish, but nothing to get us out of this range. Like I said, you can always tell when there's a number, if in case I'm not around, or if you're just watching the ladder ticket and it thins out like it just did. See now the hundreds are coming back in slowly, but that's when you know there's a number that's going to be released. Just in case you were wondering, and you don't have to know what number it is. You just know that there's something going to be released because they lighten up the ladder ticket. There was nothing more than a 40 lot if you looked up and down the ladder ticket. So now the orders are slowly trickling back in. Now there's hundreds, 200s in there. But those are the things that you have to look for in case you don't know if there, or maybe somebody didn't tell us, or maybe there's I don't know, somebody talking and the market knows about it and we don't. Whatever the situation is, that's one way of knowing that the market's going to get hit with some kind of news flash, is just by looking at the ladder ticket. Sometimes market, again, what we try to do here is we're trading. We do what the market tells us, right? Whether it be our trades or anything else, and that's one way of getting some indication from the market of what might be happening next. So keep that in mind. If you're wondering if there's a number or not coming out as the market continues to rally here, a little bit of a bullish tone to it. We did have a little bit of a buy there. If you're a little aggressive above the 46.5 area, again, you could have seen how that's set up if you were watching. And you could have definitely made a case for a little bit of a buy there above the 46.5 to try to get up here to the 52 area, given the fact that it was a number and it didn't crush through it. It just kind of slowly found its way up there. So you could have maybe made a case for buying this momentum trade here. Again, it's based on the fact that the price action was telling us so, not so much that I thought that it was going to go up. It's just the price action was dictating some kind of rotation if we got above the 46.5. We almost nibbled against our green band up there, but again, I'm trying to keep you a little bit warm. All right there, Mark. All right. Sometimes, we have sometimes some other higher force comes into play. Our green band kind of held it back there a little bit. Also, the kind of the blue band in our hourly there, but we still have the 52. I'd still say it's still all right. See what it wants to do if it gets up there. Otherwise, like I said, there was a little bit of a buy there above the 46.5 area. If you were a little bit aggressive, maybe a little support here now if you're looking for a buying opportunity. Again, just keep your stop in case it does break through. Again, we have to wait for the opportunities that when they present themselves. We cannot just go and create trades. That's not what we try to do here. And so consequently, we have to wait for the market to give us the opportunities to trade. We had one early on this morning, and maybe a couple more depending on how aggressive you were. Uh, yeah, blue band below, first rotation to it. Maybe our pivot, the first rotation back to it. Again, all those little different price action opportunities were there. If you were aggressive, and you didn't have to. I mean, we were in range. We made money on our first level up there, so no reason to. McConnell is just like I think he's lost it. I really do. I mean, he's got an agenda, but it's not. It's really messed up, and he keeps holding back this bills, this coronavirus thing. Democrats should stop insisting on state aid. Well, I mean, let's put it this way: all the states are getting bamboozled here. There's not one state that's not getting bamboozled. I mean, I don't understand the issue there, because it's every state that's getting hurt by this thing. They're shutting down, not getting any tax revenues. I mean, what is going on with these people? I'm having a little bit of trouble, as you can see, trying to understand the fact that he won't pass this bill here because he won't even bring it up to a vote, and he has the ability to. He's the only guy that one person has the ability to bring up votes in the Senate, and he won't do it. And then it looks like they've got votes because, like I said, they have a bipartisan thing, and this market could be a lot higher if that happened. But it's very strange. It's very strange. Like I said, I didn't understand why it didn't happen before the election. That would have been, I don't know, very positive. But what can I tell you? All right, we're just kind of hanging up here. See what it wants to do. The And again, that's if you did buy them there and that rotation back down to the 46 area, you did get paid off here a little bit. So nice little trade there if you did happen to jump aboard. And we did mention it was a little support area down there, so that was the breakout area. You could have maybe made a case for jumping in there in the breakout area. So it was the University of Michigan sentiment number that came out. So thank you for, I didn't say that on my sheet, but it was. And that went up. It was very positive news, and that's why the market kind of pushed up here a little bit to this new little level. And you probably won't have to worry about seeing Cleveland CPI either. That's why I've never seen it before. You don't have to worry about seeing it. So that's that's funny. I never heard of it either. Cleveland CPI at 9 o'clock. Okay. I tell you, whatever happens in Cleveland, watch out. All right, we're inching up here again, looking for the 52 area. A little bit of a buy there against the 46.5 area if you were a little aggressive. All right, they did inch right up to our green band there. So again, green band is doing a good job. Like I said, we have a little resistance in this area combined. So if you took any of these, I think it would, scale into some of them. Or if you did scale in, then maybe you'd get out and come back in again. So since there's kind of layers of resistance up here. All right, we're just kind of slowly creeping up. Again, there's a couple reasons to maybe traded that 50 area. If you were a little aggressive, could have made a case for it. Again, I said the area here is a little bit of resistance, so it's not just one number. Anybody has any questions? Good time to ask. Things are slow. It's Friday, so always a good time to ask questions on a Friday. Well, it's always a good time to ask questions when things are slow. We could be busy on a Friday. Who knows? All right, we're coming up here to the 52 area now. Again, we're trying to keep you along there from the 46 and change area. All right, nice quick rotation here. Again, I said the area and I said it was 50, 51, 52. There's a lot of resistance up here and it's playing out that way. Hopefully you are somehow taking advantage of them one way or the other. The 50 was the green band, 51 areas are blue band and our hourly, 52 is our level. So we're getting, hopefully, maybe you're taking advantage of this little resistance area. Again, if you have any questions, good time to ask. All we're trying to do here is take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market, and this is how we're doing it. We're scalping the market against these areas of inflection that we feel that might give us an opportunity to make 2 points, at least minimally. At least things right now have come down a little bit to 2 points is a doable amount. Yesterday, for a while there, we were 4 points or so as stops and profit targets. Things have tightened up here a little bit as the markets have gotten a little bit slower. The volatility isn't there, even though we are a little bit lower, but it's more contained today, probably because it's Friday. All right. Well, again, nice little rotation here against the 51, 52, 50 area. All of those areas, again, for reasons we talked about earlier, is showing a little bit of resistance in this little clumpy area. We talk about reasons for our trades. We always believe that we should have multiple reasons to enter into a trade, and the reasons only give you more confidence in your ability to enter trades and then to stick with it. So we're trying to give you the confidence to put on the trade because for whatever the technical reasons are, that's what we're trying to do here. All right, again, we're getting a nice rotation here. All right, so we did Well, I mean, you should look to take some profits there, Robert. You know, it's nice to have a stop in there, but you're also getting, well, you have a profit at some point. You should take some profits instead of always getting stopped out. Just saying. All right, looks like we're kind of flagging here a little bit, so be a little bit careful now at the 52 area if you didn't get filled up there. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of 50 and 51, now 52, even though seems like it wants to maybe uptick above it. Again, you should have definitely taken advantage of 52 someplace in there. So hopefully you did. And we've been talking about this little area here for, again, multiple reasons. So hopefully you were able to take advantage of them. All right. Well, nice rotation there off of this little 52 area that we had. Did bounce around there for a little bit. Thought it was flagging, but kind of just slowly dripping down here. Support would be again probably around the 40 area, 41, if you're looking for a little bit of a scalp there against that opportunity. Again, we just have to be patient and wait for it. But we've had like good 3 or 4 different opportunities this morning, considering it's been exceptionally kind of slow, but they have been there. And obviously, the levels are straight up opportunities that are kind of straightforward, but there's a few others in there. And maybe I talked through some of them. I didn't bring them all up right away, but I think people know what I'm talking about. All right. Support, like I said, around the 142 area, 40, 41 area. Kind of just drifted close to 43 and coming back up here a little bit. All right, we're just kind of floating around again. Um, we were trying to keep you a little long earlier, and now we're just kind of mm, pretty neutral here. Really don't have any kind of opinion right in this area here. If you're aggressive only, you're taking the price action opportunities, but again, keep your stops in on those. But it's definitely quieted down. We did go up to our 52 area. We also made money on our 45 area. We were trying to keep you long above 46 and a half, even if you bought them on a rotation afterwards to try to get long looking for 52. Again, that was another possibility. So we had different opportunities here. And uh, considering sometimes we get really busy and sometimes we don't. Yesterday it was a different kind of busy where we had to keep making adjustments to the market as the market was whipping around a little bit. Today it's not whipping around, but the opportunities were a little bit more straightforward and a little bit more clear. It was a lot. It wasn't as so. The, they were all there. It's a different kind of trade today than it was yesterday, but today we still had a nice amount of opportunity. And so hopefully you were able to take advantage of some of them, maybe all of them, depending on how aggressive you want it to be. Again, all these different opportunities you have to wait for them to present themselves for us. We don't like to chase the markets when it's just bouncing around here a little bit. So again, we're kind of neutral here. Even I'm not really into the 40 area here anymore. Um, maybe somebody else might still want to get long there, but I'd probably look down at the 32 areas the next level of support if we break down there, or we might just stay range bound here. I don't know. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. All we can do is take advantage of the opportunities when it present themselves, and make sure that we keep your stop in there in case it doesn't play out that way. Yeah, kind of holding this blue band area here if you're very aggressive, but again, mm, it's only an aggressive move here, and not the blue band area is working out, but not I would not do to 41 or 40 anymore. In case you were wondering, it's a little bit too risky on the downside. I would look for downside support would be back down at the 32 area. That would be the next level I'll be looking at. Right. Again, things have slowed down quite a bit here. Yeah. Our pivot this morning was 36.40. Resistance was 45, 52, 60, 67, 75. Support at 32, 26, 20, 12, and 04. No problem. You too there. Have a good weekend. See you on Monday. No, I'm not touching this area here now. I would probably just wait for 32. All right, things have definitely slowed down here a little bit. Be patient and wait, I think, is good, especially since we had a pretty decent morning. Look for the 32 on the downside. Upside resistance to 52 was worked already, so I would not really look for anything until we get to the 60 area. And in the middle here, it's the middle. They call it the middle for a reason. It's definitely chopping around here a little bit. So we'll see what it wants to do. But they could go either way here. That's why I'm just kind of staying away from it now. Middle of the range. All right, we're in the middle of the range. Well, it got down to 34. The high is up there at 52. So we're right, almost a little bit less than middle of the range, but we're right to kind of just bounce around here. Got a little bit. No, I'm no, not. Well, is it? No, just the middle of the range. Again, seems like it wants to turn over a little bit here. If there's anything here, if you're looking for a short, anything above, well, 48 out of any shorts. If you want a tighter stop, um, anything above the 46, you want to be out of any shorts. It looks like it wants to try to turn over here a little bit. But again, you have to be a little aggressive, especially if you did well this morning, had a couple nice trades. You know, I would just wait for the 32 on the downside as the next support level. It's not really doing anything with any vigor, just kind of slowly floating. So again, we've gotten a little bit bearish here, and so if we're looking to get short, try to find a place to get short. Bonds pushing to new highs, S&P's turning over, and then looking for the 32 as a target. All right. Anything above 46 out of any shorts. Let's see if we can't slowly drift down to the 32 area. All right, get back here in a bit.